Miami's offseason isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's not just about cap space or contract restructures. It's about survival. It's about a franchise pushing against the weight of history, clawing for relevance, and making moves that feel like a desperate sprint toward contention. Every decision has consequences. Every dollar moved, every name signed. It's all part of a high-risk game where failure isn't an option. And at the center of it all, Tua Tagovailoa. The Miami Dolphins aren't just managing their quarterback's contract. They're defining the future of their franchise with it. A $212 million commitment isn't something you brush aside. It dictates every other move, every possible addition or subtraction from this roster. Tua isn't just the face of the team. He's the linchpin holding the entire structure together. March 5th told us everything we needed to know. Miami set a suffocating $9 million under the cap, barely able to breathe, let alone make meaningful additions. That's not a number that screams flexibility. It's a number that signals trouble. The Dolphins had to act fast. And they did. The front office played their hand, restructuring Tua's contract and freeing up $19 million in the process. That kind of money doesn't just buy a rotational piece. It buys a Pro Bowl-level guard, a reliable veteran linebacker, maybe even a safety net at backup quarterback. The Dolphins weren't about to sit still and let the cap situation dictate their season. They adjusted. They gambled. They bought themselves time. But here's the thing about restructuring contracts. It's never just about the present. It's a long-term bet. Miami isn't just committing to Tua for another year. They're deepening their financial ties to him well into the future. They're gambling that he stays healthy, that the injuries don't pile up, that he's the guy to lead them past the divisional round and beyond. And if that bet goes wrong, if he misses time, if durability issues resurface, the consequences could be catastrophic. And yet, Miami isn't stopping there. The goal isn't just to get by. It's to build something formidable. That $19 million was a start, but the Dolphins have bigger plans. The front office is working toward creating a $30 million war chest, restructuring multiple contracts to maximize their spending power. But money alone doesn't solve problems. Spending it correctly does. The Dolphins know this better than anyone. Look at 2024. Free agency was supposed to be a turning point. Odell Beckham Jr. was brought in to add experience and explosiveness. He barely made a ripple. Jordan Poyer? Past his prime. Shaquille Barrett? A recognizable name, but not a difference maker. Miami's approach last year was a mix of high risk and underwhelming rewards. This time, Chris Greer is taking a different approach. No unnecessary splash moves. No reckless spending on players whose best days are behind them. Just smart, calculated additions. And it starts in the trenches. Miami's offensive line needed help. Not just depth, not just a backup plan, real, tangible reinforcement. And they found it in James Daniels. A 3-year, $24 million contract secured his services, and if he stays healthy, he's a game changer. Physical, tough, proven. The kind of lineman who can solidify the interior and provide the stability this offense has been missing. The only concern, he's coming off an Achilles injury. And for a lineman, that's no small hurdle. But before the injury, Daniels was elite. A 92.9 PFF grade ranked him second among all guards. 7 seasons. 6 sacks allowed. That's dominance. That's the kind of player who can make a real difference. And it's not just about Daniels. Pairing him with Aaron Brewer at center gives Miami's interior a major boost. For a team that has struggled to keep Tua upright, this is a clear statement. Enough is enough. The hits, the pressure, the collapses in pass protection. It has to stop. For Tua, this isn't just a roster move. It's a lifeline. His game is built on quick reads, fast decisions, precision. He's at his best when he can operate with confidence, when he isn't bracing for impact every time he drops back. Daniels helps with that. He gives Tua something every quarterback needs, time. As analyst Noah Strackbine put it, overcoming a significant injury isn't easy for a lineman, but if Daniels returns to form, he's a quality interior starter. That's the bet Miami is making, and they have to be right, because this team doesn't have the luxury of mistakes. The window is open, but for how long? The cap is tight. The roster is talented but fragile, and every decision feels like it carries more weight than it should. Daniels isn't just another signing, he's a statement of intent. Tua's restructure isn't just a financial adjustment, it's a declaration of belief.